In this world, there are two types of people. Those who make excuses and those who make results. Which one are you? I wasn't born special. I had no cursed energy. Nothing. But look at me now, the sorcerer killer. The man feared by the most powerful jujutsu sorcerers. You think your limitations define you? They don't. They're just walls waiting to be torn down. Every morning I wake up with one goal. Become stronger than yesterday. Not for fame. Not for recognition. For survival, for domination. When I was at my lowest, I didn't cry about it. I didn't beg for help. I got up. I clawed my way back. That's what separates the strong from the weak. Your body will give out before your mind does. Remember that. When you feel like you can't take another step, your mind still has reserves. Tap into them. Your potential isn't measured by what others think of you. It's measured by what you do when everyone's betting against you. They called me the non-exorcist, mocked me for having no cursed energy. Where are they now? 6 feet under. While I'm still standing. You see obstacles, I see opportunities. That's the difference between us. That's why I win. Pain is temporary. Weakness is a choice. When your body screams to stop, that's when you push harder. That's when you find out who you really are. I've been stabbed, shot, beaten within an inch of my life. Each time I came back stronger. Not because I was special. Because I refused to stay down. Your scars tell a story. Make sure it's one worth telling. People will tell you that you can't. Let them. Their doubts are just noise, background static while you're busy becoming inevitable. The elite of the jujutsu world looked down on me, thought I was beneath them. Because I wasn't born with what they had. They learned the hard way. Natural talent means nothing against ruthless determination. Don't wait for permission to be great. Take what's yours. In my world, there's no room for second place. No room for almost. Either you're the predator or you're the prey. When I enter a fight, I've already won it in my mind. The physical battle is just a formality. Train until your idols become your rivals. Then surpass them. Don't talk about your dreams. Don't announce your plans. Execute silently. Let your actions detonate like a nuclear bomb. Let the results speak for themselves. I don't need to boast about my strength. My enemies do that for me with their fear. The loudest person in the room is the weakest. Remember that. True power doesn't need to announce itself. You are more dangerous than you think. More capable than you believe. The only thing holding you back is hesitation. I've seen ordinary men accomplish extraordinary things when pushed to their limits. When they had no choice but to evolve or die. That potential lives in you too. It's waiting. Waiting for you to unleash it. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do daily. Not what you do once in a while when you feel motivated. I didn't become the sorcerer killer overnight. It was thousands of hours of training while others slept. Thousands of fights where failure meant death. There are no shortcuts to greatness. Only consistent, relentless effort. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Get comfortable with discomfort. That's where growth happens. When was the last time you pushed yourself until your lungs burned? Until your muscles failed? Until you wanted to quit, but forced yourself to continue? That's the space where champions are made. In the realm beyond what seems possible, your mind will try to convince you that you've reached your limit. It's lying to you. You have reserves you haven't even touched. I've seen men with everything talent, resources, support fail because they lack the will to continue when things got hard. And I've seen men with nothing, no advantages, no support, no natural gifts, rise to the top through sheer force of will. Fear is natural. Everyone feels it. But fear is not your master. It's your weapon. Learn to use it. The weak run from fear. The strong harness it. They sharpen it into focus, into rage, into action. Understand this. The world will not pity you. It will not bend for you. It will break you, spit on you, grind you into dust, and then laugh. So what do? You laugh back. You spit blood in its face. You rise again and again until the world learns it cannot bury you. That is how the man with nothing becomes the man feared by all. Strength isn't given, it's stolen. Every inch of muscle, every scar carved into your skin, every victory you claw from the dirt, you take it. No one hands you power. No one hands you respect. You rip it from their trembling hands, and you dare them to try to take it back. This world doesn't reward the kind. It doesn't protect the weak. It devours them. And if you want to survive here, you can't just endure the storm. You have to become the storm. Do you know what separates killers from corpses? It isn't skill. It isn't talent. It's the willingness to do what the others won't. To cross lines they're too afraid to even approach. To sacrifice everything that makes you comfortable, human, soft. You think discipline is a choice? No, discipline is survival. Every rep, every fight, every sleepless night isn't motivation, it's necessity. Because the second you let up, the second you start believing you've done enough, weakness slithers back into your bones, and weakness kills. I don't play by the rules of men born with gifts. I carve my own rules into the world with steel and blood. While they were handed power, I bled for mine. While they slept, I hunted. While they prayed, I sharpened myself into a weapon. And that's why they fear me. Not because I was born stronger. Not because I was destined. But because I embraced the darkness they run from. Because I made pain my ally and silence my teacher. Understand this, comfort is poison. Peace is a lie. The moment you start seeking it, you've already lost. The throne rots those who sit on it. But the one still climbing, still bleeding, still tearing flesh from stone he never weakens. So sharpen yourself daily. Carve away weakness until nothing remains but the edge. And when they whisper that you're obsessed, when they call you ruthless, heartless, inhuman, smile, that's the sound of their fear, and fear is proof that you've already won. Because the man born with nothing has nothing to lose. And the man with nothing to lose, he is the most dangerous of them all. Because they fear what they cannot predict, make unpredictability your signature. Train in ways that confuse the comfortable. Change rhythms, swap routines, break patterns. Predictability is vulnerability. If they can guess your next move, they can prepare an answer. Be a man of sudden storms, calm, then wreckage, then silence. Hunt in silence. Let your life be a series of private massacres against the weak parts of you. Every morning, execute one part of yesterday's comfort. Break a habit that held you. Skip the familiar meal. Take the longer route. Choose the harder option and make it ordinary. Ordinary is the death of ambition. Extraordinary is forced by repetition of the hard choice until the easy one feels foreign. Make pain a language. Read it. Translate it into tactics. When your lungs burn, catalog the sensation and call it by name. When your hands blister, measure the angle of friction and correct for tomorrow. The man who treats suffering as data will Convert every wound into advantage. Pain is not punishment, it's instruction. When fate slams the door, pry it open with your own hands. When institutions close, build your own. When allies betray, use the betrayal as currency. There is no shame in using the world's cruelty to buy your next ascent. Use the bitterness people try to hide under smiles. Let betrayal be your tuition. Cultivate a face that strangers flinch at. Not ugliness, but presence. Make your silence heavy, make your glance a verdict. The quiet man gets concessions. The loud man gets pity. Carry yourself like a verdict already passed. Force people to feel their place when they meet your eyes. Train to be bored with comfort. Practice a monotony so intense that small pleasures become meaningless. When a night of ease arrives, do something that scars your routine. Run in the rain. Lift until your hands forget texture. Read a book that breaks your assumptions. If comfort becomes an unusual event for you, it will no longer be able to hold you. Make your failures loud, not to boast, but to teach others by example. When you fail, annotate it. Publicly or privately, let your defeat be the blueprint for your victory. People are paralyzed by the fear of failing in silence. Fail loudly so others see the path through it. This transforms humiliation into leadership. Temper your body like a weapon. Cold is one of the sharpest tools you can wield. Start days with cold until warmth feels like cowardice. Finish nights with exposure so sleep is earned, not given. Shock the nervous system into obedience. Discomfort breeds obedience, and obedience breeds results. The world will try to make you sentimental about the things that do not matter. Guard your focus like a general guards the map room. Or small talk, petty drama, the hollow rituals of social media all distract. Cut them away with surgical efficiency. Time is a finite blade. Do not dull it on meaningless chatter. Hunt for the edges of your limits and live there. The edge is where life teaches you who you are, not the comfortable plateau. The edge demands everything, and from that place, you can choose to retreat or to rip forward. Retreat is for the untried. Ripping forward is for the made. Make enemies of your weaknesses. Name them. Taunt them. Post their names on the ledger you keep in your head. Give them days of reckoning. When doubt arrives, picture it standing in the dock. Call witnesses, your mournings, your bruises, your missed comforts. Let doubt feel small in the face of that court. Trust few, test everyone. Those who move through life assuming goodwill from strangers are walking into traps. Assume competence only when proven. Treat trust like a blade given sparingly and sharpened with the consequences. Allies are valuable. They are not free. When others seek light, you seek shadow not because you want to hide, but because the shadow is where the work gets done. The sunlight warms the spectator. The shadow forges the soldier. Build in the dark so that when you step into the light, you explode in a way nobody expected. Forgive yourself only to refocus. Forgiveness without correction is surrender. If you forgive a failure, pair it with a plan that would have prevented it. Let repentance be a tactical retreat, not a comfy bed. Use mercy as a tool to regain strength, not as a duvet that smothers growth. Make your legacy a map of limits you broke. Names on a ledger, scars as markers, moments where people thought you broken, but found you a blade. Your life should read like a terrain map of conquests, not trophies, but the ground you took and refused to give back. And when the world finally brings you the strongest, the champion with the applauded name, the man with the trimmed crown, meet him with the face you earned. Do not give him the courtesy of drama. Kill the contest in fact, not in flourish. Your victory should be the silence after noise, not another show for the crowd. This is not about cruelty for its own sake. It is about a moral economy of results. Choose your measures. What is necessary and what is expendable. What is sacred. Protect what must be protected. Burn what must be burned. Every choice is a tax on the future. Spend it like the architect of a ruin you plan to rebuild taller. You will be accused of being cold. And let them. Heat is for the soft. You are building something that cannot be warmed by praise. You are building a machine that runs on hunger and iron. Machines don't sing. They perform. Now go. Do not parade. Do not explain. Let the work be your signature in the world. Let the men who mock you wake in the night, hearing the echo of the steps you took when they slept. Let them taste the rumor of your effort and know it was real. When you are finally measured by the world, do not ask to be loved. Demand to be feared. Fear is the currency of those who survived when softness would have killed them. Fear makes space. Fear punishes lies. Fear buys you what pity never will. You were born with nothing. Keep it that way, nothing to lose, everything to take. Choose the path others call barbaric, and you will be the man they whisper about with trembling mouths. The moment you accept softness is the moment you die. So sharpen, rip, hunt, stay in the dark, and make it your cathedral. When the lights come on and the world realizes what you became, there will be no music, only the silence of those who understood too late. Stand in that silence like a judge. Let it gather around you. And when they ask how you did it, tell them a single sentence. I took what they thought was mine to lose, and I never gave it back. You want more than instructions. You want a blueprint for becoming the thing that people whisper about when they lock their doors. Fine. Here's how to live that life every day until it is the only thing you know. Make solitude your factory. The crowd sedates. Isolation sharpens. Remove noise. Let work be the only sound. In that silence, your excuses die and your discipline learns to hunt. Design micro-rituals that hurt. 10 cold breaths, 1 extra set, 1 brutal sentence about failure every night. Tiny cruelties compound into unshakable will. Name your inner enemies. Complacency, vanity, mercy, nostalgia, and treat them like predators. Introduce chaos to comfort. Do honest labor with no audience. Burn the tokens that keep you soft. Hunt knowledge like prey. Learn the weak points of every field you enter. Attack those gaps with surgical precision. The man with a map always strikes first. Move like smoke. Make your actions silent and surgical. Let results be the echo, not your promises. Speak rarely. When you act, make it weighty. Turn wounds into blueprints. Record what hurts, then fix it. Adapt mechanics, change tactics, translate pain into advantage. Men who ignore pain are corpses. Men who learn from it are architects. Recruit few, test them hard. Mercy is currency, spend it, only to strengthen your ranks. Make loyalty earned, not assumed. Measure everything. Convert life into metrics. Hours, miles, pages, fights. Obsess over marginal gains until accumulation eclipses talent. Small repeats grind empires down. Be graceful in your cruelty. Be efficient, surgical, remorseless. Let your victories warn without spectacle. When the world finally notices, it will rearrange itself quietly, doors open, voices hush, rivals step aside. You won't seek fear, you will take it. Go finish the work. Burn pity. Dismantle comfort. Carve your name where once there was blankness. I became the reckoning they never saw coming. They taught you to count comfort as currency. They lied. True currency is time spent bleeding while the world sleeps. If you want the life that terrifies the comfortable, Pay with everything that once made you soft. Carve the morning into bone. Wake before dawn as obligation breathwork that hurts, cold that shocks the blood, slow push-ups that feel impossible. Ritual tells body and mind. Today we do not bow. Make hunger systematic. Deny appetite by design. Eat to fuel function, not comfort. When craving screams, answer with work. Hunger sharpens, comfort blunts. Use speed as cruelty. Train reaction under pain so you act while others freeze. Move like a blade. Hesitation dies. Ritualize a death day. Weekly run until you break. Lift until your bones complain. Study until your eyes burn. Remake your baseline. Tomorrow's soreness becomes tomorrow's comfort. Weaponize boredom. Turn empty hours into a workshop. Memorize, plan, practice. Boredom becomes traps for the careless. Practice tactical surrender. Lose small to win big. Sacrifice comforts and ego to sharpen the true edge. The patient predator waits while fools rush. Train pain tolerance as leverage cold, breath holds, weighted failure. Expand the window where others break. Turn agony into a tool. Hold a monthly death practice. 2 days with no phone, no comfort, no safety. Shrink fear until loss is survivable. Ruthlessness grows from that certainty. Turn reputation into warfare. Respond to betrayal not with noise, but with one precise consequence. Silent justice rewires behavior. A ledger of unfinished transactions focuses the hunt. Practice surgical empathy. Learn what softens others, then strip it when needed. Use mercy as currency. Reward only those who return steel. Keep an internal tribunal. Weekly hearing. Charge the part of you that lied. Sentence is immediate restitution by action. Guilt is paid in work. Master exits. When a fight no longer serves, leave cleanly and collapse the bridge. Convert loss into fuel. Make small mercies strategic. Use kindness as a feint. Let pity be a tool, not a habit. Study collapse. Map the tiny failures that kill missed rituals, unsent messages, untried fears, and design automatic countermeasures. Plan the endgame like a surgeon. Reduce variables. Remove witnesses. Execute with such efficiency the world only feels the aftershock. When it's over, the silence will be the monument. Do not seek trophies. Let absence of mercy be the echo that lingers. You were born with nothing. You hunted for everything. You took what was not given. You became what the fearful tell their children about to keep them inside. Not a hero, not a saint. Something far more terrible and far more real. Now leave the room and let the world rearrange itself around the shadow you cast. When they count the cost of a life like yours, they will find only wreckage and proof you paid everything. And you bought the world. Stay cold. Stay hungry. Remain the reckoning they never saw coming. You will learn to love the taste of ash. Not because you enjoy ruin, but because ash proves what you burned away. Every pleasure denied, every easy path refused, leaves dust on your tongue, and that dust becomes a map. Follow it. It traces every sacrifice that raised you from nothing to terror. Make your body a ledger. Scar by scar, rep by rep, your flesh should chronicle what you owe the world. Let the sun read the accounting. Mornings stolen from sleep, dinner skipped, friendships trimmed, soft words swallowed. Each line means someone else sleeps safer because you stayed awake and sharpened. Eat the bitter meal of discipline until hunger becomes hunger for more. Small victories breed comfort. Treat every win as a new baseline for brutality. Ran 10 miles. Next week, 11 faster, on worse ground. Lift a weight today? Next month, double the reps, half the rest. Progress is arithmetic. Obsession is exponential. Build a private economy of suffering. Missed a month of training? Pay it back with 2 weeks of extra pain. Waste a night? Answer with morning sprints. Most men spend without accounting. You will balance every indulgence with blood. Let solitude be your forge. In isolation, your excuses echo. Speak back. Test commitments when no one watches. Flinch and learn where you fail. Endure and find the borders of your strength. Practice slow, grinding consistency. The world craves spectacle. You become inevitability. Small, repeated actions erode mountains until they fall. Use controlled fear as a whetstone. Put yourself in deliberate discomfort, cold exposure, breath holds, humiliations in training to rewire reflexes. Agony becomes leverage, not verdict. Command language is law. Speak orders to yourself. Attach punishment to broken promises. A promise without consequence is a toy. Turn relationships into strategic alliances. Keep those who sharpen you. Discard those who soften you. Mercy is currency. Spend it only on those who return steel. Master the cold exit. When a chapter drains you, leave cleanly. Collapse the bridge so none follow. The ruthless abandon what holds them and convert loss into fuel. Make reputation psychological warfare. Respond to betrayal with one precise consequence. Silent justice rewires behavior faster than spectacle. Keep an internal tribunal. Weekly hearings. Charge the part of you that lied. Sentence is immediate restitution by action. Guilt is paid in work, not words. Study collapse like a surgeon. Map the tiny failures that lead to ruin and design automatic countermeasures. Failure is a pattern. Interrupt it. Ritualize fatigue. Schedule death days that remap your baseline. Run until you break. Lift until you can't. Study until your eyes burn. Tomorrow's soreness becomes tomorrow's comfort. Weaponize boredom. Turn empty hours into a workshop. Memorize, plan, practice. Boredom becomes the place you build traps. Measure everything. Convert life to metrics, hours, miles, pages, fights. Obsess over marginal gains until accumulation eclipses talent. Be graceful in your cruelty. Be surgical, efficient, remorseless. Let victories warn without posing. When the ground clears and the noise dies, do not seek trophies. Let silence be the monument. The absence of mercy will be the echo that lingers long after your steps are gone. You were born with nothing that was your advantage. Nothing to lose, all to take. You walked through doors they said were locked. You killed complacency. You burned soft things until you only held the iron. Now stand at the edge of what you built. Do not look for their approval. Do not wait for their worship. Walk forward like the inevitable. Leave no room for hope to breathe in your enemies. Let them count their losses in silence. When the dust falls, let your shadow be the verdict. You took everything they thought you lacked and turned it into a weapon. They will learn the cost of underestimating you in silence and in blood. Remain the reckoning. Stay ruthless. Stay alive.